Alright, hello and welcome to another music review stream here on Bo Beats. My name is Bo and I do these music review streams every other week, so we'll do one today and probably not one in 2 weeks, depends on the holidays a little bit, but it usually is every other week, and I try to change it up with some coffee streams and general, gear streams as well. So welcome everybody. I think there are some people already here in the live chat, so hello to you. And if you're watching this after the fact, thank you so much for being here and being a part of a growing music community. So the music review streams functions like this: you submit stuff using the link in the description. Usually a day or so before the review stream, I put up a post on my Facebook page. I usually announce it on my Twitter as well, so go and follow over there. And that's basically how you enter. You can also enter by becoming a Patreon. This stream is sponsored basically by all you patrons out there, because a lot of you want me to do these kinds of streams. And yeah, so if you want to become a Patreon, you just go to patreon.com/bowbeats and you can sign up over there as well. It's a support service which you use to support me with a couple of dollars every month. So let's see here. Tony Duncan is here, Fruit is here as well, Justin is here as well. So good seeing you everybody, and welcome to this afternoon's little review stream. So while people are tuning in, I just want to say that feel free to share the review streams on Facebook, on Twitter, on your social media platforms if you want more people to join in, listen in, because of course the more the merrier. So I'll start off by playing one of my new tracks. I'm soon going to release a video on this track and talk a little bit about how I made it and so on. So let me play you that while we are waiting for people.
Morning, night, sun and stars, discrepancy. Control the free and dead or alive.
So while we're waiting for some more people to join us, we're listening to a track of mine. It's called Discrepancy. It'll soon come out, probably for patrons first for download, as well with a video where I'll talk a little bit about how I made it. It's made totally on the Digitact from Electron, so that's pretty fun as well. I think we'll make like a video talking about how to make like a full song on the Digitact. So it's of course kind of limited. So. J-Rod is here. Welcome, J-Rod. Lavi is here as well. Lavi Maikos. And then we have Justin and we have Max. Good seeing y'all. So, where should we start today? Today was a little bit more improvised than usual. Sometimes I have more of a heads up. Today I wasn't sure because we're heading into the sort of winter holidays in Sweden, and of course I have a lot of things to do with my family and whatnot. But I really wanted to make like a stream before Christmas. George is here as well. That's awesome. So let's see here. I think we'll start off here checking out Tony's track, because Tony is here. It's early morning. I think it's 7 a.m. where you're at, Tony. So let's listen to Tony's track. It's just called Tech Demo. Tony says it's not mixed by any means. Just want to see what you guys think about the overall feel and sound and structure of the song. So guys, let's listen to Tony's track. And Tony's one of the Patreons over on patreon.com/bowbeats. And Tony, I guess it's the track called Tech Demo. Yeah, it seems like it. So let's go here.
I think we must begin to say no to certain kinds of technology and to begin to control technological change.
Well, that's a good thing.
I think we must.
Now I'm muted my mic. That's good. Off to a good start, guys. Off to a good start. But now we got it covered. Okay, everything's not muted. Let's start by muting my mic. Okay. Midnight Mix, good seeing you as well.
Begin to say no to certain kinds of technology and to begin to control technological change, because we've now reached the point at which the technology is so powerful and is so rapid that it could destroy us unless we control it.
Alright, so we're listening to Tony Duncan's tech demo track. I thought it was pretty cool, Tony. I do have some suggestions for you, and I'm sure people in the chat have some ideas as well. So if you guys want to give some pointers to Tony in regards to mix and song structure, feel free to drop them in the comment section. And pressing pause now. So I see Adamski is here, good seeing you, Alberto, Sinister, DJ Free, Mario, Subhuman, good seeing everybody. Woody's Piano Shack is here. You guys probably know Woody, he has a YouTube channel called Woody's Piano Shack? Woody Piano Shack? I'm not sure. Is there an S in there somewhere? Anyway, great, very keyboard focused YouTube channel. So if you're into sort of retro keyboard synths, definitely check out Woody. Definitely. So let's see here. So Tony, my thoughts on your track was that I kind of, I really dig you have a lot of emotion when it comes to your music. I really dug the kind of intro here with let's see here, like, yeah, with the samples that you can hear in the background, and this kind of wow sound that gave it a lot of character. And I dig that kind of stuff because it feels like it's very Tony. It's very you. It's hard to kind of mistake it for somebody else's music, and I think that's very good. And I felt like, as usual, you sort of always on the kind of the borderline between like too many ideas, too many different how do you say, like musical themes, different sounds. You change it up a lot, and you're sort of on this very edge. Sometimes it's too much, and sometimes it's just the right amount where it's kind of eventful and a little bit crazy, but not over the top. So I thought, for example, the strings that came in like at 2 minutes 10 seconds were a little bit too sudden. They kind of hit too suddenly, like bah, like very suddenly, without any fill before it, or without any kind of, like it becomes a very sudden thing. I wrote down that I really liked like the stuff that was going around like 1 minute 45 seconds. I think that's it. Like this part here. I thought it was really cool, really, had a lot of feeling to it. Especially with the kind of synthy, almost 303 type sounds there in the background. Wow, wow, wow. I really dug that. But around like the 1 minute mark, Tony, I thought there was like too much going on. Like, let's see if I can find the spot here. Like here. And there's also like a harmonic problem. I think the bass line, I'm not sure if it goes up or down, but it doesn't really follow with, I think, the strings or something. There's something clashing tuning wise with all these different themes at one point. I think just flesh that out a little bit. Less is more sometimes. I like the overall, the instruments you've picked. It's just a matter of finding like the right melody, the right, harmonics, making sure everything follows. So that was kind of my take on it, not George, Tony. So let's see here. Renee says, backhand pimp slap compliment, keep it simple. Okay, I don't know what the backhand pimp slap compliment is, but yeah, keeping it simple is good. Let's see here. People seem to enjoy your track here. DJ Free asks, Bo, have you ordered Eurorack modules yet? No, DJ Free, I haven't ordered anything. Basically, I'm still looking for sponsors. I got a couple of sponsors down for that Eurorack series because I don't really want to waste too much money going into that. So I'm sort of holding off. I'll take it slow. Let's see here. Justin says it's groovy, jump in the sports car and drive. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's the feeling for me. So next up we have another patron. I think it's Sfera Music in the chat, and he has this track called Titan. And Sfera asks if he should go for the kind of vocals that he's using. Yes or no? Like this is a live recorded track. The music is sort of one take, and vocals, including delays, is made in a second take. So basically, guys, I guess he wants to hear a little bit about if we think the vocals sit nicely, if this is like a route he should get into more. So let's have a little listen here. Oh, before I listen, let me just let's see if I can bring it up on. Yeah, all right, here we go. right, so that was George's track, or Sphere Music's track, Titan. Damn, I even like stopped thinking about stuff to comment on and just, you know, went with it. This was really cool. I really, there were like stuff I didn't like and stuff I really liked about this. I mean, it's a much darker style of music than I normally listen to, but I really thought you did something original here. I really dug the kind of, you know, evil type vocals, the kind of gritty sound that you went for with them. I really think you did a really nice job with the synths as well. I really dug like the intro synth here, like this one here. I thought it was really cool as well. Like really nice sounds with the bass coming in. Like it's a lot of emotions in this. And I thought the vocals were very cool. You know, it definitely sets this stuff apart from the other stuff you do. I think it brings kind of together the electronic and classic routes that I've seen you take, George. I thought it was really cool. Now, I didn't like the drums. I saw Adamski comment that he thought the drums kind of threw it off a little bit, and I don't know, they are like slightly panned. I think there's a lot of effects on them, or there's a muddy sound to them. I didn't really feel them, and I guess the contrast to the vocals, yeah, the way so that kind of brought down kind of but they still added like tension to it, but yeah. So it's like really highs and lows in this track for me. Like I really dug the vocals. I thought that was super cool. But like if we listen here, we can listen when the drums come in. I don't know, it was just something with how the drums came in that kind of, and the sound of the drums that drew me off a little. But otherwise, I thought it was really, really cool. I really dug like the vocals, the style, the personal touch. I didn't really hear what you were saying in them. If it even was English, I didn't really pay that much attention. But I really got, yeah, I kind of enjoyed it a lot. I agree with Adamski that kind of the build up to the drums was really cool. Yeah, I felt this was just something with the drum groove that I didn't enjoy, but you know, it's tastes. So let's see here. Did you guys say anything here? So Peter says, without being able to really hear a word of the vocals, I still find them very narrative. Yeah, like I talked about this before on stream, that I think, and this is something I struggle with as well, finding the personal touch, finding the kind of, yeah, like a reason to listen. I mean, some music, by nature of being a certain genre or a certain style, you know, will get people's attention because there's a huge fan base for that kind of music. For example, synthwave has a pretty big fan base, but there's still like this thing where you need to find that personal touch. And I really dug the music here, definitely. Yeah, George, you're welcome. So I would definitely want to hear some more. So if you do some more with vocals, I think that would be really cool to check out later in another stream, just to kind of, because we listen to a lot of instrumental music here as well. So I think we should listen to, let's see, we should listen to, let me see here, to Justin's track. So Justin is in the chat, and Justin submitted a track, and he actually, Justin, we're actually asking here. So he said, "Good morning, Bo. Congratulations on your top 5 ranking." So if you don't know, I was ranked top 4, like Music Tech Personality. That was really cool by Music Radar. And he says, "I have been struggling with using my own vocal samples. Wondering if my Eurorack modular songs would be better as instrumentals. Do vocals add something?" So guys, the question here is, should we keep Should Justin keep the vocals in this track, or, you know, in this type of tracks? Should he focus more on like the instrumental stuff? What do you guys think? So let's have a listen. So this was Justin's track here, or PTNA as he's called, over on YouTube and over on Bandcamp as well. And we've heard some of his stuff before on the stream. Always very lovely stuff, you know, building up. Of course, this is a very long track, and he's, you know, he's definitely a very talented guy. And the question here was like, how do we feel about the vocals here? And I think somebody summed it up very nicely here. Per Genberg, or Genberg, says, I say keep the vocals but use less FX. So that's one route to go. And I can see that, like, using the different levels and effects to kind of bring vocals back and forth in the mix, maybe. So it's not always that kind of esoteric vibe. That's one way to go. But it's like Renee says here, it's not very intrusive. And I thought so too. I thought the vocals just adds character. It's more like you're using vocals as an instrument in itself, like a ambient, to create ambience, rather than having it like, I think, for example, Sfera's track, George's track, the vocals were more front center, really a very important part. Here it's more something that adds character. So Mike Smith, good seeing you, and Patch as well, and Dave Chippy is here, and Retrofish. Retrofish says, be right back, just woke up, so gotta prepare for the day. So Justin, as always, very good job. I dig your tracks, definitely. I think they're, I think that they're on a good level. You're doing something good. I don't really have anything to kind of complain about. Maybe sometimes there are some timings that are a little strange to my ears, and sometimes there's a bit bit too much like effects going around. Like it's everything is very much. But maybe that's a style you were going for. But maybe it's, you can reflect upon that, listen to your stuff, and sometimes it's like somebody said, bringing down the effects a bit can also create some interesting effects and emotions. I think so. Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's something to think about. So let's see here. So I'm really trying to learn how to give some feedback quickly, and we can move on, because of course we can't spend hours on every single piece of music. So let's see here. Where are we at? Yeah, Justin, check out the levels on the effects sometimes. Just, something to consider. It's not a big issue, I think, but could be fun. Let's see here. Yeah, we had a great track here from Sebastian. So Sebastian says, "Hey Bo, here's something you might like. I think I got the drum mix right this time. I hope so. It's all made in Reason 10. Getting to know Reason 10. Quite fun. And you'll recognize something in the video." Let's see if we recognize something in this video. So I'm going to focus on the drum mix for this track. Man, we listened to all of that. I guess that's a pretty good. I think that's a pretty good thing when you sort of get stuck in sort of a trance here. So let's click like. So guys, yeah. So this is Lazy Pixel in the chat, and I thought this was really, really cool. And yeah, I guess like the drums were from some nice drum plugin. Yeah, I don't really have anything anything critical to say. I mean, maybe okay, so maybe lazy. Maybe I was waiting for that moment. You know, if you have made it a longer track, like 5 minutes, maybe I would have waited for this like big lead coming in, like Jean-Michel Jarre style. You know, like more clearly on top of everything. I was sort of waiting, like, is he going to drop the lead like a wow? You know, really like it's like yeah, maybe something like that. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to go that route just because it's a possibility. So like so maybe like a lead would have made it given it more character. Maybe lazy. Don't take this wrong way. Maybe I mean this would be a nice like a track on an album. You don't have to have every track being like in your face with the big leads and everything. But maybe it becomes a little bit too much like a pleasant, non-intrusive experience. Maybe I'm not sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be this track, but it's something to consider, because I was sitting there like waiting. And big room house music. The more you spam, the less you will get. So take it chill, bro. So let's see here. So yeah, like Lacey, I'm considering like a lead. Let's see if I can like think about something here. Oh, sorry for. I was like I think around 2 minutes I was like anticipating something, like a build up to some kind of lead here. Yeah, you could go for something. Yeah, definitely. I'm just thinking like, yeah, you could definitely do something cool with that, and it would add something. So let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool, Lacey. And feel free to submit this again, Lacey, if you come up with a lead. I don't. Sometimes I get like melodies in my mind when I listen to you guys' music. That's really cool. I really dig it. So let's see here. Where are we at? And my daughter just woke up. So let's hope she doesn't, come in here and go all crazy. I love her, but she really likes to come in here when I'm working and like, Daddy, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? So let me just check it out here. So I'm just going to. I had some really nice. Let's see here, some interesting stuff submitted here. So we have something from Thomas Evs here, and Thomas says, my question is about how to keep things interesting. I feel like I often base a whole track around a single idea and then edit around it. Do you have a framework in mind when you're in the production phase? Thank you. So let's listen to Thomas' track here, and let's keep in mind like is this idea too single-minded? Does he need to add stuff to this, or is it interesting enough? Let's see if we can give him some pointers. And the link didn't work. Let's see here. Whoop. Oh, okay. Let's see here. It seems to be just an error with the linking. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so this was a track by A55, Prince of the Forest. And I kind of see what he's talking about here. So let me switch over here. So the question was like, Thomas asks, my question is about how to keep things interesting. I feel like I often base a whole track around a single idea and then I edit around it. Yes. So Thomas, this is what you're doing. Basically, from that track, I've only listened to that track, but from your comment, I can see what you're doing. So, and somebody already pointed this out in the chat as well. You're basically like, you have a single idea and then you're layering stuff to make it more interesting. And the problem is that you don't really create a progression in the track. You only, it's a progression of sorts and it could work. But since you're going for this kind of chill, it's not really like dance, it's sort of like a slower type of dance music. I think what I would have wanted was like a more traditional progression in terms of chords and melody, rather than just adding different things. And somebody pointed out like the drums came in very sudden, and then you start to build up more percussion, and you build it up and build it up. And I think in order to keep it more interesting, is to kind of work on the chord progressions, the melodic progressions, if it's this kind of melodic, soft dance music that you're going for. Instead of, because I do this on some tracks as well, and it's very easy to get into this, in this mindset that you're sort of just adding or taking away elements rather than trying to build like a musical progression. So let's see what people are saying here. Mr. Self-Destruct thinks that this track needs a sexy vocal line. Yeah, that could work for sure. Definitely here. I thought the drums, personally, I thought that like the kick drum was a bit too heavy as well, like a boom, boom. It almost hurt my ears a little bit, in the sense that it was really, really strong. And because it was kind of a softer track, I would perhaps, turn it down a little bit. Maybe a track like this could benefit from some more side compression as well, giving it a little bit more of a pumpy feel. Maybe. Let's see here. Adamski thinks that the changing up the melody would make it better. Sorry, Rico, I don't really have a quick answer for you there. Mike says, I think that listening to The Orb's Little Fluffy Clouds is a good thing to get an idea. Now, I haven't heard that one, but it could probably be a good idea. I also, like René says, he loves the voices. I thought it was really cool too. That gave it kind of a personal feel as well. Yeah, because Mr. Self-Destruct points out the kick was heavier than the bass. That was the problem. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a level problem there. So the drums needs to be turned down a bit. Yeah, too much boom on the kick, like Adamski says. Shorter release would be needed as well. Yeah, I think so too. So yeah. Mike says, Bo, Little Fluffy Clouds was the sound of the 90s. Well, I'm not really into that sound, but yeah, I have to listen to it. I have a lot of blind spots when it comes to music. Definitely. Renee says, I would add reverse guitars and a hard compressed bass line, a bass guitar. Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, like Resto says, there was a problem with the levels. I think so too. When you get like ear fatigued really quickly, there's often something going on. So yeah, you got some ideas there, mates. So hopefully you can take those and develop your craft. Let's see here. Where are we at? Let's bring in something else. Who is here and who wants to get some feedback? I saw Interpolit was here, one of the patrons. Just drop And like JT says, I did enjoy the track, so that wasn't, you know, I kind of dug what you were going for with the track here, Thomas. There's just stuff you can develop, definitely. Let's see here. So if you are here and you have dropped a track, you can just write the name of the person that has dropped the track on Facebook, so I know who's here, and I'll check it out. So let's see here. And Interpolet, I will check your post as well on the Simpler Synth forum. So let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, that's a good idea, Lazy Pixel. Like add a break and take the same thing a third up. Yeah, that's very cool. That could work. Let's see here. Okay, Fruit. Fruit is here. Hugo Detune. Let's check out what you've dropped here. Let's see here if I can find it. Okay, there we are. Did you actually drop a link, Hugo? Because I can only see that you've written like, I made this track because I want to try something new, but I'm not sure where you actually dropped the track. Did you actually post the link? Let's see here. Where did you put the link, Hugo? It's kind of curious. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to refresh here. I'm going to see if I can find you, my dude. Let's see here. Let's check again. Okay. Now it's up. So this is Fruit's track. No begging. You know, we'll take things at a slow pace, my dudes. So let's see here. And if you're wondering about singing in the background, my daughter is up. She's happy. So here we go. Here's Fruit. Alright, so that was Fruit with Something New to Me. I think you wrote that this is something new that you're testing out, and people in the chat here seems to be liking what you're doing here. I was kind of nodding as well, you know. I thought it was kind of cool. Let's see here. Self-Destruct says third song and level problems. I think people need to check out some multiband compression and maximizing. So Self-Destruct, something you have to consider is that when people submit stuff for the stream, they often submit unmixed work in progress. So oftentimes it's not polished, and that's kind of the point. I don't really like to talk about unpolished, polished music, because it's sort of boring, you know. what is there to talk about if something is already finished? Air quotes. So yeah, it's something to consider. But yeah, but definitely it's a good advice. Multiband compression and maximizing, something I use in my mastering chain as well, of course. Even though I'm testing out eMastered at the moment, the online mastering service. But I thought this was cool, Fruit. You know, I don't really like have any like big. I thought like you need maybe a bit of heavier drums, maybe getting the drums a little bit more pumping. Maybe you could fix that in the mix, but otherwise I thought it was a cool track for sure. And Adamski says I was expecting a melody change on this one, to be honest. Yeah, I think so too. Like it's maybe a little bit repetitive in a sense, but it's 1 minute 45, so I guess like it's work in progress. Because it's sort of this melodic chill vibe, I would definitely go to and change up the melodies at certain points, definitely. And Aiden says the same, kind of repetitive, needs something to build on, but still really good. Yeah, I thought it was cool. That's a good idea, Adamski. Change chords in places and add some single random piano notes to keep it interesting. Yeah, why not? I mean, like, because it's kind of, yeah, you're sort of, yeah, it's just going on and on. It's dum da dum da 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 dum da dum da 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 dum da 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 dum dum. Yeah, something like that. You could, you know, change it up a bit. Da 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 dum da dum dum da 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 dum da 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 da. You know, I'm not good at singing, but you get the idea. You could definitely, with the kind of chord progression that you got, you could definitely change stuff up a bit. Yeah, some jazzy piano off-tempo notes. That's super cool as well. Definitely. I hope you guys enjoyed the little bow singing. Da 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 da. Da, da, da. You know, something I really enjoy doing that. You know, you take something and just, you know, to make it more human, just sing it. Right? Dum, da 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 dum, da dum dum, da 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 dum, dum ba da ba 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 dum bum, do 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 do. Yeah, you can do a lower key as well. Definitely. So let's see here. Yeah, Interpollet, you submitted something. Let's see here. Okay. Interpollet said, late as usual, but here is some silly raga jungle I started. Curious where to go next. So Interpollet, Interpolate. He says, where should I go next? So let's listen to this and see where he's supposed to go next. Which was the song? I don't know. Where is it? I don't know. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to listen to it on. I don't know. Why can't I find it? Silly computer. Anyway, we'll listen here. Here we go. Really cool. Really cool. It's just that short. It's just a 1 minute thing. That was really cool, Interpolate, as always. As you know, I'm kind of bad at giving comments on this kind of music. It's really not the type of music I've ever... I've done some drum and bass stuff, but I'm so far removed from that whole culture that it's really hard to say. But I think you had the energy. You saw me. I got going. I think it worked really nicely. Maybe, I mean, the intro was maybe a little tedious, but I don't know if that's kind of the style you should be going for. I don't know. But when the drop came, it was all the sweeter or the drop, or well, yeah, sort of the transition into the drums. That was really, really cool. Definitely. So I'm going to, so I don't know if this is privated, but guys, if you want to check out Interpolate's music, here is the link. Yeah, Renee, I just meant that like the intro I thought was long, but I'm not sure if that's sort of part of the style of music. People seem to love it, definitely. Renee says needs sitar. Okay, so sitar could work. Yeah, that would be cool. I was like thinking, what kind of instrument would we go for here? Like, if we want to add some melodic elements to this, and I'm not really sure. So I'm just toying here. But I guess something like I mean, something like single notes, maybe. Some kind of acoustic instrument, maybe a sitar. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Definitely not my style, but it's... Sitar was a really good idea. I kind of, theoretically, I think it's really cool. Saxophone echoes, but Adamski isn't like saxophone. Isn't that like... Saxophone, isn't that like... Isn't it a little bit outplayed? It's feels like... He already got the... Or maybe you're referring to something else. Go the Hispanic route as well. Could do. So let's see here. But yeah, people seem to be digging this. So yeah, that's cool. So guys, thank you all for being here on the live stream. If you don't mind, hit that little thumbs up button so more people can see the live stream. Basically, that way YouTube will push it to more viewers. So hitting the live stream means more viewers, in turn means more feedback. Cuba is here as well. Awesome. Good seeing you, mates. So let's see here. What is up? But yeah, really good job as usual, Interpolate. I really dig these tracks. Definitely. I'm sorry that I don't really have something super intelligent to say, but I can just second that I thought like some kind of acoustic instrument for some kind of melodic part would be cool. Let's see here. So I'm going to check out here the thread again. Let's see here. Let me refresh the thread. Facebook is not the best to keep things ordered, but it's the best we got. So Christmas or the winter holidays is coming up. Are you guys excited? Are you going to make some music? You can leave a comment in chat. Tell me, are you going to make music? Do you have any like musical plans for this holiday? Let's see here. And Big Room, we're going to check out your stuff, Big Room. Basically, Big Room has been waiting for a long time to get some feedback, so we're going to check out here Raunak's track. I think that's the Big Room dude, if I'm not mistaken. So a little bit too spammy there, Raunak, but I'm going to check it out. So let's see here. Great advice and lyrics. It's funny. Mean-spirited mirth. That was a funny name. Mean-spirited mirth. Of all the things that can be mean-spirited, mirth is one of them. Mrs. Self-Destruct want to start a new pop band for money. Yeah, you need to get that cash, bro. Oh, Retrofish. Yeah, you're getting the pocket operators. That's super cool. That's super cool. Did you get the PO20 or something? Pocket or yeah, the PO20. I remember that, Retro. I think you said it. JT says my winter holiday plans is to keep warm and drink eggnog. I gotta get paid. Okay, so let's listen to Raunak's track here. I hope you're still here, mates. Otherwise, this will be lame. Let's see here. So let's see. This is Raunak with his track Destiny. Right, so that was Raunak with this track Destiny. So the main thing with this is that I felt there's something with the mix, like somebody said, maybe too compressed. Like I felt like could have been a little bit more, had a more clarity to the sound somehow. Maybe somebody said that the tails on the drums was a little too long. Maybe that's it, like too long release on them. But I really dug the track. I thought it was cool. I thought the breaks were cool. I thought the whole kind of idea behind the track was really, really cool. Like I really dug the sort of shift in theme from the sort of almost somebody said Bollywood, but yeah, sort of, I wouldn't say like in indie pop, but it's how do you say it? How do you say it in English? But yeah, I really dug like the changes here. Oh, sorry for the loud volume. I'm probably destroying your speakers. But yeah, I like the intro here. I felt like some of the stuff was maybe a little too heavy compressed. Like it's I understand what you're kind of going for with the compression. Like so, wow, is like, but maybe it's a bit too much. I'm not sure. So this is of course not really my style of music that I make, so it's kind of hard. But I really dug like the progression. I dug the breakdowns. I thought it was cool. maybe you, if you're still working on this, maybe you could flesh out the melody a bit more, because I didn't feel like it's after the break here. I was kind of just thinking, this is just my kind of first impressions, maybe you could flesh out the melody some more here. So I was just thinking, this whole section here after the breakdown, I was just thinking maybe you could flesh out the melody a bit more. Like make it more, I don't know, like rememberable. Like people would memorize it somehow, you know, it's... So that was, yeah, but I really like dug the drums. I really dug the soundscapes, definitely. So a lot of comments here. Krisha says, amazing how many decent tracks get no airplay in radio. This is a great channel. Thank you so much. I'm trying, you know, I'm trying my best to pick stuff and to promote it as best I can, because I think you guys are doing some really good stuff. Yeah, kind of a self-destruct point out like some kind of Arab twist in there as well, like Arab soundscapes. It's kind of hard to say, you know, it's often becomes kind of silly when you divide stuff like that, but it's, yeah. Adamski says good vibe and concept. Let's see here. JT says overall it was amazing and sounded fantastic, just the beginning a little muddy in my honest opinion, and I thought so too. Maybe like the beginning was a bit too compressed, too muddy. Yeah, so Big Room is sort of going for an Indian approach here. Yeah, Indian EDM. Yeah, it's kind of cool. If you were on drugs, you'd love it, Bo. Let's see here. Yeah, so memorable, catchy. Those are the words I was kind of going for. And Lisa Pixel says just too much compression. So this is the first time I heard it, and I'm not listening like in a good pair of headphones, but I did feel like it was a bit too compressed for my taste. But yeah, I would actually work on the melodic parts, because you got this down, mate. I think you can make this kind of music. You know how to structure it. I think, of course, you know, there are some things that can be improved on the mix, but overall, I would just focus a little bit more on getting kind of a catchy melody somehow, because you're already catching us with the structure of the song. So there was just kind of a loopiness to the first couple of after the breakdown to the melodic parts that I was kind of hesitant on, maybe. But of course, as always, you know, comments are comments. There are no truths here, just different opinions here. Like Mike says here, lowering compression opens up the dynamics and the instruments get more space. Yeah, so what I'm kind of hearing here is maybe an overuse of compression instead of like EQing and creating the needed space for some stuff. That's kind of, you know, general thoughts I had on this. But very cool, very cool. So feel free to submit again sometime, mates. This was really refreshing to hear. So let's see here. Let's check out Steve Kreshed's track here as well. So Steve submitted this track here, Day 76 on Cirrus. So let's see here. Is this a Cirrus? Is this maybe a reference to The Expanse, isn't there like a serious thing going on there? I'm not sure. So let's listen to it. So this was kind of cool, Krisha. This was kind of cool. I think I see what you're going for here. So I really dug like the pianos and the soundscapes that you're going for. I thought it was really cool listening to, really like chill. I'm not sure if I was a super fan of the choice of the drums, maybe. I mean, I'm not sure what I would have done differently, but I'm not entirely sure. I kind of dug the way they... I felt like you maybe you need to like filter them somehow, or add like some effects. Maybe you could use more of a... I'm thinking, does anybody here remember Basic? Like Basic was one of the guys, I think it was called Basic, not Basic. Basic was really big over on mp3.com back in the days. And he did stuff like this, I think. And if I remember his music correctly, it was kind of this ambient... low, chill kind of electronic music, and he used a lot of like percussive elements with filter sweeps and different like blippity bloppity. That's my kind of thing I say, like blippity bloppity drums to create interesting variations. So you would have this kind of moving, atmospheric, melodic soundscape, but you have all these, you know, drums with that thing where things were happening. I would love to see this in this kind of track, you know, this kind of moving drums. So instead of relying like on a like Jean-Michel Jarre-esque like progression with leads and everything, you're more kind of relying on the drums to be changing up. So let's see. I don't know if anybody remembers Basic, but this is what my 9-year-old daughter Star says. Do you have a daughter named Star? That's awesome. She says, I like the beat and rhythm, but it's a bit too repetitive melody. Blippity bloppity. Hey, that's the version of this channel. So I didn't really have any problem with like the progression, like melodic progression here, because I thought I think we're going for with this is the sort of how do you say, like very, very mellow, very kind of drawn out thing. But I would love to see like a more changed up drum part. Definitely. And Self-Destruct has a good point here. Maybe some ARPs. I think that would be very interesting to bring in. Definitely. As well. So let's see here. Where are we at? So that was kind of my take on it. Changing up the drums. Oh, and Mike, you're on point with the comments today. Just add spoken word samples from movies and news. Definitely, that's super cool as well. You can just bring it in. Like listen to Tony Duncan's tracks. He always like take stuff from movies and news, it seems, and use it. That's really cool. Renee, I think I missed your impression there. I think I missed it. So let's see here. Where are we at? Just going to do a little refresh here. Yeah, I dug the track as well. Just didn't dig the drums that much. I think they could have stood out from the entire mix. Trademark the blippity bloppity. Yeah, I gotta trademark it. Definitely. Mason says, gotta go feed my boys. Take care, guys. Keep creating. Yeah, thank you so much, Mason, for sticking around. And thank you so much for the support. And if anybody's here and wants to support some more, you can always become a Patreon over on patreon.com/bowbeats, and you get access to the simplosynth.com forum that we use kind of to talk about synths, about music. You can post your music there, and we also use it to communicate around the channel. Got some I'm working on a video showcasing your music and home studios, focusing on the home studios and equipment, of course, because a lot of people think that is interesting, but also showcasing some of the music. So I hope to release a first episode of that early next year, I think, after the Christmas holidays or winter holidays. So a lot of people have submitted like videos and images from their home studios, and I'm taking a look at that. So Elliot, good seeing you as well. Cuba, I don't think we had that much of an ambient or EDM. Maybe some EDM. Maybe we did. Depends on how you... I guess it depends on how you define it. So let's see here. I'm checking for some cool tracks to play. Sometimes it's just pretty random. So Amy is here. Amy Naylor submitted something that he or she made on VCV, the VCV rack. So I think that's cool. Let's check that out. I think the question was if it's too repetitive. This is some blippity blopperty type music right here, but I enjoy it. So yeah, I mean, Amy asked, like, is it too repetitive? I mean, it's hard for me to say. I mean, it is what it is. It's sort of an ambient soundscape. Like, there's not that much prominent melodies. But I mean, if you start to add like drums and you start to add like melody, it becomes something different entirely. So I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do we need like, what do you think? Yeah, you seem to like it. I thought it was cool. I mean, of course, like the volume is low and so it's a little hard to And there's like a pretty high noise floor on top of it, which is a little bit annoying as well, but yeah. Yeah, like I would love to hear like a more high quality version as well, Andre. Definitely. Yeah, maybe Elliot, maybe some lo-fi drums could work on this as well. Yeah, exactly. Like Rico says, like repetitiveness is not necessarily a bad thing. So that's my take on it as well. I mean, it depends what you aim for. If you aim for a track that is kind of ambient and kind of sort of a background thing, I guess, you know, repetitive isn't a problem. I mean, if you do like a synthwave track and it's super loopy and repetitive, that might not work because you need kind of a like a chord progression and melodic progression in it. But yeah, why not? So yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Thank you, Amy, for submitting it. So let's see here. Renee submitted something, so I'm just going to check here. Let me see here. Renee, where did you submit? Did you submit over on Facebook, or where did you put it? Yeah, well put, Renee. It's repetitive, but not too repetitive. It's minimalistic. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Like, if you're going for like a minimalistic sound, I mean, go all out on that for sure. You don't try to make it something it's not. It's about, I think, finding like the core of what you want to make and sticking with that. Let's see here. Doodle-doo. Let me see where I can find some stuff here. So while Renee is, where did you post your stuff? I'm going to play Andre's track here. Andre Miranda, I saw you in the chat, so I'm going to play your track here. And next up, we'll play. So this is Andre Miranda's track, Without. To Chase Happiness. but it's really odd. It's really crazy in a good way. Not sure if I dig like the panning stuff. I mean, you're sort of borderlining a totally broken sound with the sort of musical and enjoyable. So I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of the panning, because it's kind of, it's a little bit of a strain to my ears, but I really dig like the pianos on top, and it kind of made me think of the game Dear Esther. Have you guys seen that game, Dear Esther? So like some kind of psychological movie or psychological video game. And Renee, I can't find your track. I'm not sure where you posted it, mate. I could be blind. Let's see if I can search here. But I don't find you in the thread, Renee. Let me see here if it's if you put it somewhere else. But yeah, so I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool. Different. Let's see here. Okay, this was nice. I mean, I think maybe I think the bit crushing is a bit too heavy on this track. Maybe. Andre, maybe I think it's a little bit too heavy. Adamski puts it well. Nonetheless, I admire its differentness. Yeah. This was a kid says a cool idea, like spoken word. That would be cool. Yeah, so I thought it was really well done. Maybe a little bit too tiring on my ears, but yeah. So Renee, I'm still trying to find your track. I'm not really sure where you put it, or is Facebook acting up? Did you put it in the thread? I mean, sometimes Facebook is super annoying when it comes to I need to find like a better system, but I couldn't find you over there. Group on Facebook. What group? Bobit's group. Okay. Did you just post it to my page, Renee, and not to the post? How do I find the posts? I guess I should see here. Let me see here if I can find something here from. Renee, can you just send it to Bo Beats, send it to the Bo Beats Facebook. Just send it like in a message or something, so I know where it is. Let's see here. So who is here that has submitted? Tell me your like Facebook first name or something, and just say that you're here, and we can listen to one or two more submissions. And I'm eating, what does he call him? Like gingerbread, I guess. Is it gingerbread? It's super nice. Yeah, okay, so Elliot, yeah, sorry, retro. I'm using Facebook at the moment. I don't really have like any other like good option at the moment. I don't really want to use email. It seems like hell to keep that organized. Because so I like to have like a thread on Facebook. So yeah, Elliot, I saw you sent me something. Let me see if I can find you here. Elliot, you sent me like a message or something. Yeah, exactly, kids. So you need a Facebook account. You could just, you could just make like a fake one or whatever, if you want to. Or you could make like a. Okay, Elliot, you're uploading the bounce to SoundCloud. So maybe, yeah, Elliot, if I got the time, I will listen to it definitely. John Geist, you sent me something. So let me see here. So let's listen here. I'm going to see here. John sent me something, and we can take a listen to it. So we can stop right there. So there's like a couple of things that pop out immediately. Like Andre says, like the beat is something you need to kind of work on to fit the beat to the type of sounds that you're going for here. So you're starting off the song here with the like this is really cool. I think like an interesting good start. The sound is kind of muffled. You need to give it like more reverb, maybe more, or just use layers of sound to give it more space, make it bigger, because it's kind of, yeah, it's very, how do you say, it's kind of small, the soundscape. You might want something like broader in the beginning, boom, boom, something big. But you could use the same type of sounds. And I think like the boom, boom. I mean, I don't really see that fitting really with the theme you're going for here. I would also avoid like the super low chords because they seem so muffled, like boom, boom. They kind of clash with bass and kick maybe. So in trying to like move the chord up a little bit, add notes, higher notes to the chord instead. And maybe if you want like a more deeper sound, maybe add like a piano or something, like a lower piano on the lower octaves, or some different sounds. Or just make sure that it's not so muffled in the low end. That would be something that I would look at for sure. Yeah, so Kids says narrow. So yeah, I'd say like it's a very narrow sound. So I would aim for broadening it out. Thank you, Renee. I will check it. I saw the post. Retro, I have a Discord server, but the problem is I don't really want. I'm not sure if I want like a public Discord server. I haven't decided yet, Retro, but that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah. So I think like the main things here is like the drums. The drum groove is sort of out of place. I would definitely go for like a less narrow sound, trying to broaden the sound a bit. Definitely work on finding a nice sort of melodic pattern to go with the chords, and trying just to give it more air, make it breathe more. That would be sort of my thoughts on it. Yeah, Retro. Yeah, it's a good idea, Retro. But the point is, I already have like my forum for that, Retro. So I'm not sure if I want to take away from the forum and create another thing where people can hang out, and I have to, keep an eye on it. Basically, Retro, I'm trying to stay away from having too many places where I have to check things out. That's basically. I have to kind of think about where I put my time and effort. So that was kind of my thought, John. Yeah. So work on the broader side, broadening the sound. Work on the melodic parts, and just listen to a lot of music that are similar to what you're trying to achieve, and listen to how they handle the drums, basically. Because I think this is something that stood out to me as problematic, but it's you're on a good track, so you should just keep at it, my mate. My mate, that's sort of my man, but my mate. Yeah, it's funny mixing it up. Let's see here. So I think we'll listen to like one more, maybe. Let's see here. Thomas has a track. Let's see here. This will be interesting. Something with Mesopotamia reproduction, something. I probably shouldn't, even try to say it. But here goes. This was different and kind of refreshing. This was interesting. I don't really know what to say about it. I thought it was refreshing. There was something about the mix that I maybe the harshness of the mix maybe was a little hard on my ears, because there's so much going on as well. But I really dug what you're trying to do here. I felt like it's original, interesting, captivating. Those are the kind of words I would use to describe this. But something with the mix, I'm not really sure. I think I need to listen on a bigger system to really pinpoint what I was trying to say. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I wanted a bit more bass and a little less in the high ends. Maybe it's a little harsh. Maybe that what was it. But very cool. Very cool, definitely. Andre Miranda says it needs more distortion. Like I bit crushed the shit out of it. Yeah, so maybe something like a more... What? Woody says, did I miss Gary Newman? Yeah, maybe something with automation here, the levels. But yeah, it's a little bit hard on my ears. Yeah. But very cool, very cool. So we have time for one more thing. We'll listen to Elliot's thing here because he has a cute profile picture, I guess with your girlfriend perhaps, or yeah. So let's listen here to Elliot's track. Alright, so this was Elliot's track, it's just a work in progress. this was kind of cool. I don't know what to say about it. This was really like, yeah, like techno-ish, dubby, like, you know, Jericho says here, techno-ish dubby groove, like. Yeah, I dig it. Needs more cowbell. Yeah, exactly. Ding, ding, ding. But yeah, I really like the stereo width, the clarity for the drums. Yeah, maybe I felt like the intro part or the beginning here, like the first 2 minutes or here. I mean, I love the kind of this kind of you bring it in here around 155. I really dug that. But I thought like maybe like this part here around like, and maybe like 30 seconds to the break felt a little, I don't know. But maybe it's just a matter of, you know, you finishing it up, adding maybe some stuff, mixing it, mastering it a little bit, and that'll make sense. And maybe it's just the style of music. But it feels a little bit unfocused there in the beginning. But really dug this break here around like 1 minute. And I really dug like this transition you did here, Elliot, was really cool. Like from this here. Really cool. Really, really cool. Really nice. And super nice stereo. Maybe the I guess it's kind of a rim shot. Maybe that's a little too loud in comparison to the other stuff. Like maybe a little too loud. You shouldn't don't listen like the impact of it, but maybe just turn down the volume a little bit, like 1 dB or something. Yeah, so yeah, I guess it's like it could be like 1 hour single track music. Yeah, so maybe it's the style of music. Whenever it comes to like the structure of a typical track, I mean, it depends a lot on what genre it is, of course. But yeah, it's not something that I would listen to for an hour, that's for sure. But it's very cool. It's very, very cool. Andrea says it definitely doesn't need more cowbell. Just slap a cowbell across it, like ding ding ding. Yeah, like wouldn't that be funny? Like if you suddenly in this track, like you have this like, yeah, bing bing bing. At least people, you know, would wake up. That would be funny. That would be funny. Yeah. That's very cool. Very cool. So we have some really great submissions here, guys. Bing. Yeah, Cloned. Yeah, you could probably make it fit. But I'm more like I'm talking like add this kind of brash, like really cowbell, like like just splatter it all across it just for the fun. Oh, it would be funny. You know, like it's like make it like an hour long and like. Just when you get into like the really when you've grabbed the listener, you just come in with a bang with the cowbells. Do a cowbell mix. Yeah, we want the cowbell mix here, Elliot. But good work, Elliot. This was really cool. Like very suggestive, really nice progression, really nice like the feels. I mean, it's kind of this. It's a minimal sound, but it's very varied, very interesting, captivating. I think is also a good word. Definitely. Mike says, "I'm working on a song with just cowbell." That's awesome. So now we have 2 memes today. The first meme was Blippity Ploppity, and the second meme was Bing, bing, bing. Don't fear the cowbell. Very cool, very cool. Thank you so much all for the submissions. We had a lot, and of course I can't always play everything. If you really want me to listen and check out your tracks, feel free to become a Patreon. It's always the easiest way to submit stuff to me. I try to reply to stuff posted on my forum as well, so I thought it was really nice. So no more submissions for today, but always leave a little like on the video as well. That's always helpful. I will post a link to this video on Facebook if somebody wants to go back and watch me say blippity bloppity or sample my singing or something like that. And yeah, we're heading into the winter holidays. I have a lot of days off actually from my formal work. So I hope to spend some time with the family, but I also hope to actually be doing live streams and do some more content, of course. Got a ton of ideas for videos and stuff I want to do, so that's very cool as well. And thank you so much, Adamski, for the stream. Let's see here. Should I check it, John? Is that like a software I should check out, like the automatism? Let me see here. And yeah, so there's a ton of stuff coming on the channel as well. Let's see. I'm just googling out with software here. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Oh, so here's a submission here. Interesting. Seems like the kind of thing that you need to spend some time with, but interesting. So I'll probably do like I'm going to do like some Digitact videos, some machine videos. If you guys didn't see, I also posted like on the BowBeats YouTube. I posted like I'm using the community feature over on my page. So if you just go to my page, you can click community, and I posted a poll on what kind of videos you want to see. As well as what kind of gear you're most interested in. And the Digitact is winning by far, I think. At the moment, I think it's like 40%. So that's something I will definitely feature in future videos, as well as other stuff as well. Yeah, and I'm working on, let's see what I'm working on. I'm working on a new episode in the studio series. It will be about cable management and organization, because why not? it's something that's super boring to do, but I think I will do like my 5 or 10 best tips on how to keep things organized in the studio. I'm also working on some kind of best of the year video. I'll talk about the gear that I think was best this year. Of course, super biased, super opinionated as usual. And I'll also try and I'll do the video I talked about with the submissions from you guys, from the Patrons, where I take a look at your home studios. I think that could be fun. It's like rate my setup type meme, I guess, where we check out other people's studios. I think that could be fun. See what how people have stuff set up and talk a little bit about that. I did a walk and talk. I went out again and I walked around and I talked about my number one rule for buying stuff. Kind of a buyer's advice thing. I think some of you might enjoy that as well. Because of course I promote a lot of products in a sense, I'm very gear focused, but I also want to talk a little bit about how to think about your purchases. So hopefully you'll find that entertaining. I'm not sure when I'm going to release that. I've filmed it, but I haven't edited it finished yet. So yeah, maybe it'll be in Christmas time or after the New Year's. I'm not sure. And yeah, what other videos am I working on? Yeah, a couple of music releases. I want to tie that together with some tutorials as well. So yeah, something like that. There's always a ton of stuff going on up here as well. So yeah. Adamski, thank you so much for sticking around, mate. Clonehead, yeah, I'm going into modular. So modular, coming up in the next year, I'll do a series on modular. And I actually have one of you Patreons is helping me out with that as well. So that's going to be fun. Scott over on the simplesynth.com forum, he is actually having a little cameo in that series. I think it could be a lot of fun. It will be very beginner friendly, like super beginner friendly. And I'm currently talking to a couple of companies. I got a case secured, sponsored by a company, or sponsored might be the wrong word, but yeah, they provided me with a case, and I got a couple of modules on the way as well. So that's something I'm working on, because I really don't want to get into modular just for the sake of it. I want to do like a series. That's sort of my motivation. Otherwise, I would go and spend too much money on that, and it wouldn't really pan out and be of any value to you guys. I mean, I don't want to spend too much money on that. I want to have as much time as possible to do fun content. That's for sure. Exactly. Rico asks, how can anyone afford Patreon if they use modular? Yeah, I think, Rico, the question is, how could somebody not afford to donate like $12 a year if they can afford a modular? I think that's the way around. Definitely, yeah, but it's funny. Yeah, so that series will come, definitely. It's something I'm working on. The case, I can actually say that the case I'm going to use is a case that is not yet been revealed. It's not announced yet, so my series is sort of hanging on when that case is being released. But it's going to be a really cool one. And it's also kind of connected to a synth release as well, like a big, not flagship, but a big synth that you guys will definitely want to watch and see stuff about. I think it would be one of the bigger releases of next year. I think maybe they will showcase it on NAMM. I really have to watch what I'm saying now, because this is, of course, secrets. But a company is revealing a synth that, for various reasons, will be talked about a lot, I think. So yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, Elliot, the YouTube often has problems with notifications. I don't get YouTube, the YouTube notification stuff. Michael Smith, thank you for hanging out, and thank you for being here. Let's see here. Jericho, yeah. So my idea is, Jericho, is to have, one thing I want to do during the Christmas or winter holidays is that I want to spend more time developing my DAW-less setup, because now I've got so much different cool pieces of gear that I think it could be really fun. I want to do more like live streams where I explore the DAW-less setup. I think it could be for like a interesting format, showing different stuff and making music live, and I think it makes for a fun live stream. Might do it on Twitch, might do it here. I have a twitch.tv/BowBeatsMusic. So if somebody wants to go and follow over there, let's see, BowBeats Music. I think this is the address, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to go and check that address, you can do it. I haven't streamed there yet, but I might like to keep different kind of content on different platforms. I might do some live streams there that are more long form and not as, show. On YouTube, I want to do shows. Like Coffee Stream is like a show. The review stream is like a show. The interview is like a show. So on Twitch, I might do like, if for example, if I have like a day off and I just want to make music, maybe I'll stream it, but I'll stream it on Twitch. Yeah. Oh, Stefan says this is some high quality content. Thank you, Mr. Meme, Mr. Memester. Stefan bringing all the dankest memes here to the stream. You have to drop some memey comments, Stefan. Stefan is a IRL friend. Yeah, he's a good guy. Let's see here. Yeah, Mike, you're right. Digitact and the Matrix Brute will also go well with the modular. Yes, and this new synth that I'm talking about, it will go really well with modular. Like literally it'll go super well with modular. I can't say more, but you guys will see when it comes. Clonehead says, Bo, I have an idea. Start a retro series where you explore great gear of the past, like 20, 30 years old stuff, since old samplers. So Clonehead, yeah. So I don't own any old stuff, and maybe I could, you know, get a hold of some stuff and do a series on that. But generally, I think it's problematic because it's stuff that I'm not really that hyped about it. You know, I don't really feel that enticed by it. I've thought about doing something like that, like doing occasional stuff on that. But I think it like, for example, Woody's Piano Shack, he talks a lot about old stuff like the DX stuff and so on. And I think it's because he has like a historical relationship to them, both musically and technically. And I don't really got that, so for me it's harder. So yeah, that's pretty much stuff that is coming out later this year or next year. So yeah, Clone, it's a good idea. I've definitely thought about it, but it's just I'm trying to focus on the things where I feel. Yeah, exactly, Woody. You need to educate me, definitely. We could talk about that. Woody's probably coming on for an interview sometime further down the line as well here on the channel. I think that could be a lot of fun, Woody. Talk about the old stuff as well. Now I had I had the DX100, the RM1X. I had the D50, but the thing is, I don't really listen to a lot of music, and I don't really have that kind of historical connection to that time period and the music from that time period, those time periods. And I don't really, for example, like Woody, I know you, for example, like demo and do comparisons between like the hardware DX, or I think was the DX synths or the D50 or whatever, compared to the software. And the reason why I can't really, you know, for me it's so uninteresting to do it myself, because I wouldn't approach a DX synth or FM synth or like an old synth from like a historical perspective. Like, I totally understand why people find that interesting, but for me personally, I would be more inclined to sort of see where can I take it, not how well it reproduces like old sounds. It's just I guess it's just a matter of different musical experiences, musical preferences, and the context of in which you use something that differs. That's why I'm not a big fan of the TB303 and that sort of stuff, or the 808. I mean, I get the historical significance. I'm just not very interested in it personally, on a personal level, because I don't really have that emotional kind of historical connection, I think. So yeah, that's sort of my take on it. LazyPixel, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for your submission. Good stuff as always. So guys, I think this is the stream today. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. If you want to support me some more, head over to patreon.com/bowbeats. Don't forget to like and follow on Facebook as well as on Twitter. And I got my Instagram as well, instagram.com/bowbeats. I put up some small videos there. I try to be quite active. So everybody, thank you so much. Yeah, I will live stream some more further down the line. Probably some more streams coming up next week. Coffee streams, music streams, who knows? And Stefan says, please do not stop. Woody, take care, mate. Nice. The recent videos were nice as well. Keep it up. And everybody, keep up music making. Don't forget to make some music during Christmas or the winter holidays, depending on what you are celebrating. So let's run the intro or outro.